Hello everyone, and welcome back to Questing for Fitness. It's been a little while since we've done a video. We're trying something new. We're going to try a more integrated approach to fitness, where we're going to talk about how the muscles work with Meg. With myself, we're going to talk about how to work those muscles out, and a little bit later you'll meet Danny, who's going to teach you how to stretch those muscles out. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Meg on the muscle structures themselves.
So for today's episode, we are focusing on pectoralis major, or the pecs, big chest muscles. So I get to do the technical side as the technical massage therapist in-house. I have my two favorite anatomy books for people who don't know anatomy well and don't know some of the crazy medical language. It's helpful to those of us that know it, but I like the pictures if you don't know it. So the first one, where I first learn the origin, insertion, and action of every muscle we have to know as a massage therapist, is the good old-fashioned Illustrated Essentials of Musculoskeletal Anatomy, the Segan Adams. And I like it because it's got the simple line drawings. And then Ray has also agreed to be my human prop. So this is a favorite. If you're zooming in on your computer, there's what it looks like there. I also love the Carmine Di Clemente Anatomy. It's the regional atlas. Now I've got an older one. I've got the 3rd edition, but it's lovely. So here's a nice color photo. So pec major, again, this big guy covers a lot of territory. We know that. So here's the exact details of exactly what it's covering. Pec major has 2 origins along the clavicle or the collarbone, also along the sternum or the breastbone. Starts there. We call them heads. 2 heads of pec major. Comes across this way. It's going to come into this upper arm bone, the humerus. There's a groove right in here called the bicipital groove. The insertion is there. So this is where it gets fun, because it's so big and because it's got these 2 different origins. It's got a lot of actions. Pec major can, when you're using both heads, do adduction of the humerus, bringing that arm back into the body. It can also do the horizontal adduction with a medial rotation. So that's bringing that upper arm bone, rotating it in a little bit as it brings it across the body. There we go. And get this out of your way. Sorry, Ray. If you're just using the clavicular head, it can do flexion of the humerus straight up. If you're just using the sternal head from over there, it does extension of the humerus from that flexed position. Pretty crazy. Great big muscle. This is why everybody loves the pecs. So on to Ray.
All right, so now we're going to talk about working the pectoral muscles. A lot of people tell me, I can't do push-ups. Push-ups are too hard. There's a lot of ways to modify that. So we're going to start with the easiest way to do push-ups, which is incline. So for that, we've got the bench, which at home, you can easily use your dining room table, you can use a chair, you can use your couch. It can be done anywhere. That's why I love calisthenics. So with incline push-ups, the first thing you want to remember is keep your hips tucked. A lot of people, when they're going to their push-up position, butt's way up in the air, or their hips are sagging. You want to tighten it up, and then lower your chest towards the bench, and push it back up. Okay? So everything should be in line through the whole motion here. Alright? You don't want your hands too high, because then you're working your shoulders. You don't want your hands too low, because you're going to make it harder. But then there's the classic push-up. Classic push-up, same way. You come down to the floor, you tighten everything up, thumbs in line with your armpits, lower yourself down, push yourself back up. All right. Try to get the full range of motion on that. That's important. Now, if both of those are too easy for you, which they are for some people, not everyone, you can work to the decline push-up. Now the decline push-up, you put your feet on the bench this time, or your couch, or if you're crazy enough dining room table. Don't do dining room table unless you're really strong. Put your feet up, hands again in line with the armpits. Full range of motion. Okay. Again, remember to keep the abs tight because really, anything calisthenics-wise, every day is ab day. So from there, we're going to go on to stretching with Danny.
Hi guys, I'm Danny. I'm the yoga instructor here at Quest Fitness, and I'm going to take you through a little bit of strengthening, but also stretching the pectoral muscle, the pecs. I'm going to start with chaturanga because we do that a lot in our yoga practice, and I'm going to show you a way to modify that if you're not strong enough to do the push-ups that are involved in chaturanga. But I'll start out with what a chaturanga looks like. So you do a high plank. Your tailbone's tucked under, just like Ray said, and you're nice and flat. You pull yourself forward, lower down. So I'm using my pecs here, and then you sweep up into an up dog. I just flip my feet and I pull my shoulders back. So here I'm stretching those pecs. So that is the chaturanga. A modification for that would be, when I say chaturanga, you can come into a table. You can pull your hips forward, pull your shoulders back, and you're stretching the pecs here as well. You can also come into a high plank and then just lower the hips and come into up dog that way. Next, I'm going to go through Stargazer, which is another way to stretch that pectoral muscle. So that is, we start out on the floor. We usually start in a seated tree. So I've got my right leg bent, left leg straight. I'm going to plant my right hand behind me, and I'm going to sweep my left hand up, bringing my hips up nice and high, and I'm coming into a little bit of a back bend here, reaching my arm back, and I'm just going to kind of let it open my chest, let that arm fall, and I am stretching my pecs. And you can also turn this into a side stretch by rotating your hips